I'm Robin, and I'm going to be doing some crafting today.
I've been crafting all week in top secret for this awesome project using an Amazon box. I traced out some shapes to participate in your take on tiny treasures, hosted by Nancy and Jerry, and check out the playlist. So what I did was I took a paint stick and I used it as a ruler to measure out 2 rectangles. Then, using contact paper, I traced out the door and the window and then separated the contact paper to put it onto my shape. Can you guess what I'm making? Then I took some paper bags and I cut out some pieces in long strips, and just using a glue stick, I glued them down to the top of my shape. I took another section of the Amazon box, covered it with white paper, and then bent the edges around, and then I hot glued that to my base. I did that on both sides, and then I made a little roof. And then using some scrap paper that I had on hand, I made a floor. I had this other paper as well, and what I did was I covered another piece of card for a little doorway. I'm making an RV, also known as a camper trailer. Now I'm cutting out some more pieces of cardboard and covering them with paper to make a little cabinet. I'm just putting on the top here with hot glue. I had this shower curtain ring that I separated and a little top for something random, and I glued them together to look like a sink. Then I had this styrofoam bell that I shaped a little to look like a toilet. I had some more cardboard from that same Amazon box and I covered with paper. And I made this little seating area. I took some white paper and wrapped it around a bamboo skewer. Then I cut it, glued it, and painted it metallic silver. And I inserted them in front of my little seating area to make a table. Next, using some fabric that I had on hand and another piece of bamboo skewer, I made a little curtain. Now we're going to work on the other side. I used some more cardboard that I covered up with the scrap paper. And now I'm going to be making the beds. And these are bunk beds. You could even make little compartments in the bottom bed under where the mattress would go. Next, I'm making the kitchen. I put a piece of white paper on the wall. And then I made little shelves. This is going to be a little cupboard. Then I added a couple more pieces of card. And I decided to paint the ends of the card white just so it would look better and you wouldn't have any cardboard color sticking out. I also cut a little counter out of the Amazon box. And I had this little LED light casing that I decided to trace around and make a hole in the little counter. Now I'm just covering my little counter with white paper using this glue stick. And once I did that, I took my X-Acto knife and I recut the hole. Then I added the LED light casing and I made a little sink. Once that was done, I just placed it on top. I had some paper that looked kind of like wood, so I cut out a piece and glued it on top of the little counter. Then I glued another piece to the front of the counter. And this was going to be my oven. I added another piece as well in front for the door, just by using more of the cardboard from the Amazon box. I used one box for this whole project, and I still have some left if I wanted to add some more. And here's how it looks so far. Just gluing on the front piece. And then gluing on the little square for the oven door. I wanted the divider to have some nice paper on it, almost like wallpaper, so I took some scrapbooking paper that I had and I glued it on to a piece of card, and then I added that in between the two rooms just to brighten it up a bit. I did have trouble sticking this down, but after a few tries I got it. How do you like how it looks so far? Next, I'm going to make a little door for my cupboard. So I just took another piece of cardboard and covered it with the white paper. But I saw something online that showed how to make the door so it would swing open by using a bamboo skewer or a toothpick. So I decided to try this out, basically gluing the bamboo stick to the paper part of my little cardboard piece, and then I glued that on. It didn't work as well as I wanted it to, but it looked fine for me. Once I had finished that, I added a little under sink drawer. So using the yellow scrapbooking paper, I covered up cardboard and cut it into smaller pieces. One for a horizontal drawer for the top and two longer drawers for the bottom. And this is how it turned out. I really like it. I think it's super cute. Now I decided to add a couple more curtains, so I'm just doing the same thing with the bamboo skewer. And I bought these 3-pack bags at Dollarama, and I thought these would make really cute pillows. So what I did was I took the small one, I cut it in half, I took some random ribbon that I had on hand, and using the hot glue, I glued up all around the sides of my little pillow. Just making sure that the inside was puffy enough. And here's how it looks. I thought it was super cute. And then I took the second size bag and I cut that in half. And I glued all along the long side of the little bag. And then I pressed down on it and it became a sleeping bag. So I did do 2 of these sleeping bags and 2 pillows. And here's how it looks. I'm really loving how it's turning out, but the stove needed a little bit more embellishments. So I made these little burners and a little timer for my stove. Now I'm going to make a base for my little RV so that both halves could fit together. So what I did was I cut a big piece of cardboard from the Amazon box. Then I cut out several little circles and painted them black. I also gave them white rims with white paper, and I found some buttons and I painted them silver. Next, I took some little pieces of square cardboard and stacked them and then put them into place just with hot glue. And once I had done that, I put some popsicle sticks on the bottom of the little stacks and then added my wheels. And here's how it looks. So I'm just checking to see how they fit on top. I've got one side with my little bedroom and kitchen and the other side. So they're just side by side here for now. And this is how they look on top of the base with the wheels. I decided I wanted to paint the outside of my RV white. And I gave it blue trim. Meet Betty Ann. I decided to give her a new dress made out of one of the bags from Dollarama. So using scissors, I just cut in a zigzaggy way at the bottom of the bag and then I tied it in the back. I added a hair elastic with a big poofy ball because I wanted to make her look pregnant. Betty Ann lives at the trailer park and she loves her flamingos. They're lawn ornaments that I made out of this silicone mold using bamboo skewers, and I just used hot glue. So here's Betty Ann sitting in her trailer park area with her clothesline in the back. And here she is in her trailer, ready to welcome you. I also added some Christmas lights, which could also double as patio lanterns. Love tiny houses? A trailer is basically a tiny house on wheels. And you have your very own yard. I love my tiny treasure trailer. It's so cute, and it didn't cost me very much to make because I basically just used cardboard and paper. but I really love how it turned out. What would you do if you made a trailer? What would you put inside? Let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see a video on how I made patio decor DIYs under $10, click on the next video.